Finally, the video you've all been waiting for, and one that I've been excited to make. How do you save money on flights? It's one of the biggest expenses when it comes to travel, so saving money on airplanes means taking more trips. How you doing?
Well, yourself?
Thank you very much. After booking upwards of 500 flights since 2012, I consider myself a wizard at finding the cheapest rates online. In this 4-minute video, I'm going to explain my best tips, tricks, and strategies for finding cheap flights. Let's start with some quick hits. Always book using an incognito or private web browser. Without this, cookies can make flight prices increase if you search them often. The best and most reliable search engines are Google Flights and Kayak. I use these and only these to book. I find booking 4 to 6 weeks out to have the best rates. There's no best time of the day to book flights, it's all random. I find the method of booking on a Tuesday to be false, but flying on Tuesdays or on weekdays is always cheaper. Avoid weekends and holidays if possible. Booking a round-trip ticket is oftentimes more expensive than booking separate legs. Use flight points on credit cards to save big. I just booked $3,000 worth of flights to Africa for free using my Chase Sapphire Reserve points. In general, South America, Oceania, and Africa are very hard to score cheap deals compared to Europe, Asia, and the US. Lastly, the most important quick tip is to be flexible. All strategies I'm about to tell you only apply to flexible travelers. If you already know the exact date and time that you need to fly, then you can close this video and book it right now since it's unlikely to change. That all being said, here are my top 3 strategies for finding cheap flights. 1. Book separate legs in layover cities. If you're already flying somewhere where there's a transfer, then book 2 separate legs and enjoy a short stay in the city. This is also a great way to break up long travel days and see new places. I've had amazing long layovers in Hong Kong, Singapore, and London this way. Never book a short layover of under 6 hours in case your first flight is delayed. Example, I want to fly from Manila to New York City and I see that I must connect in either Seoul or Tokyo. If I book a budget airline like Cebu Pacific from Manila to Seoul and then Seoul to New York City on Korean Air, I will save $800 as opposed to booking both flights on one reservation and one airline. 2. Utilize budget airlines. If you really want to fly for cheap, it's mandatory to use budget airlines, but many times they don't show up on major search engines, so you have to book on their individual sites. Budget airlines are mostly used in Europe, Asia, and Australia, and less common in the Americas and Africa. Before booking budget airlines, take note that they often have less legroom, no entertainment screens, no Wi-Fi, no USB chargers, and no free food or drinks on board, including water. Always check the location of the airport, as some budget airlines have hubs far away from major cities, like AirAsia's airport outside of Kuala Lumpur. Always read the fine print on their website to know their restrictions for baggage weight and number of bags. And don't forget to print out your ticket in advance. Failure to do any of these things may cost you hundreds of dollars. My favorite budget airlines in Asia and Australia are Jetstar, Cebu Pacific, Tiger Air, and AirAsia. And for Europe, it's Ryanair, EasyJet, Wizz Air, and WOW Air. 3. Look for alternate cities and airports to book. This tip works best for Europe and the US since so many major cities are close in proximity. Instead of looking at the most convenient airport to fly out of, check other cities and airports nearby. I just did this in Europe 2 months ago. By using these tips, I can guarantee that you will find cheaper flights in the future. As always, please let me know if you have any more tips to add, and if not, then get booking.